Here we're looking at the core sectors within commercial property management. First, we have office properties, which include workplaces ranging from single offices to entire business parks. These require a focus on tenant needs, maintenance, and operational efficiency. Next is retail, covering shopping centers, stores, and malls where customer access and appearance are crucial. Then there's industrial properties, such as warehouses and manufacturing facilities, which often have unique requirements related to logistics and security. Understanding these categories helps us manage each type effectively, ensuring that we address their specific demands and challenges. Overall, commercial property management involves overseeing these varied property types to maximize value and functionality. On this slide, we focus on the core learning objectives for managing commercial properties effectively. First, we'll analyze office, retail, and industrial markets by looking closely at factors specific to each property. Understanding these nuances helps us make better decisions tailored to each market type. Next, we'll explore how to qualify tenants by aligning their profiles with the unique evaluation criteria for different commercial properties, ensuring the right fit. We'll then move on to developing targeted marketing strategies that cater specifically to each sector, which is crucial for attracting the right tenants. Finally, we'll cover operational management. This includes everything from maintenance and staffing to how lease payment structures work, plus special considerations like mini storage. Altogether, these objectives give us a comprehensive approach to commercial property management. When we look at commercial property, it generally falls into three main sectors: office, retail, and industrial. Starting with office spaces, these are built primarily for administrative, corporate, and service-based users. They serve as professional workspaces where factors like access, parking, and nearby amenities play a big role in determining value. Location truly drives demand here, and leasing negotiations often revolve around tenant improvements and the creditworthiness of the tenant. Additionally, office leases tend to have longer cycles compared to other property types. Moving on to retail, these properties are designed for selling goods or services directly to the public, so they're very customer-facing environments. Visibility, co-tenancy, signage, and the surrounding trade area are key factors in retail performance. In this sector, traffic really matters most because it directly impacts sales. Lease agreements often consider tenant mix and include percentage rent clauses, which are sensitive to sales performance. Lastly, industrial properties support warehousing, distribution, manufacturing, or flexible operations. Here, logistics and production needs are paramount. Important features include adequate loading areas, clear height for storage, yard space, and easy truck access. Unlike office or retail, industrial spaces prioritize function over finish, as the layout and infrastructure have a direct impact on tenant productivity. Overall, the focus is on operational efficiency. Understanding these distinct characteristics helps in managing commercial properties effectively and tailoring strategies to each sector's unique demands. When analyzing office properties, it's crucial to track key market metrics like vacancy rates, absorption, and rental rates within specific submarkets. This data helps us understand the supply and demand dynamics in different areas. Equally important is evaluating tenant demand, focusing on factors such as location convenience, parking availability, and the types of amenities offered. These elements can significantly influence a property's attractiveness. We also need to compare properties based on their class and condition, as well as the competitive office inventory available. Finally, it's essential to consider how hybrid work trends are reshaping space requirements and lease terms, since flexible work models are changing how tenants approach their office needs. All of these points together give us a comprehensive view of the market and help manage office properties effectively. When analyzing retail properties, it's crucial to focus on the shopping patterns rather than just the physical property itself. One of the key factors is the trade area demographics, which directly influence the types of tenants you attract, the pricing strategies you set, and the long-term demand for the space. Next, traffic counts and visibility play a big role, They impact walk-in sales and make the property more attractive to potential tenants looking for high exposure. Co-tenancy and the strength of anchor tenants also shape how well the center draws customers. Strong anchors can drive significant traffic that benefits all tenants. Additionally, understanding vacancy rates, absorption rates, and rental trends provides insight into the local retail market's momentum and overall health. Finally, practical considerations like access, parking availability, and the level of competition impact convenience for shoppers and the property's competitive position in the market. All these factors together give a comprehensive picture of how a retail property will perform. When analyzing industrial properties, it's crucial to start by tracking demand drivers such as growth in logistics, manufacturing, and distribution. These sectors directly impact the need for industrial space. Next, we compare how well a location accesses key infrastructure like highways, ports, rail lines, and available labor pools, because these factors significantly influence operational efficiency and tenant attraction. We also evaluate market indicators, including vacancy rates, absorption trends, and competitive rental rates, to understand the current health and pricing dynamics of the market. Additionally, assessing the functional fit of a property, its clear height, loading capacity, and site circulation is essential to ensure it meets the operational needs of potential tenants. Overall, strong industrial sector fundamentals are what ultimately shape pricing and tenant appeal in this market. When qualifying a tenant, there are several core principles we focus on to ensure a good fit. First, financial strength is crucial. We verify the tenant's income, review their credit profile, and confirm they can consistently meet rent and other operating obligations. Next, we look at business fit. It's important that the tenant's use of the space aligns well with the property's type, location, and the target customer base to maintain harmony and value in the property. Operational reliability is another key factor. We assess the tenant's management experience, their occupancy needs, and their ability to operate successfully in the space. Then, lease compatibility is essential. We want to make sure the tenant's expectations match the lease terms, including payment schedules, build-out requirements, and overall risk tolerance to avoid future conflicts. Finally, we always check references and history. This includes prior landlord references, payment records, and compliance history to ensure a tenant has a trustworthy track record. All these factors together help us manage commercial properties effectively and maintain high occupancy with reliable tenants. When qualifying office tenants, it's crucial to ensure that the business use aligns well with the physical space available. The space should fit the company's operational needs without excess or shortfall. Financial statements play a key role here. They help verify that the tenant can support the rent, which is fundamental to maintaining steady cash flow. Next, the lease term should be carefully matched to the tenant's occupancy plans to avoid future disruptions or vacancies. The number of employees the tenant has must correspond to the space size to ensure comfort and efficiency. Parking and access requirements need to be realistic for the property location, avoiding any logistical issues. The feasibility of build-out or any modifications is also important. The tenant's needs shouldn't require impractical or cost-prohibitive changes. Finally, the ideal tenant is not just financially stable, but also operationally compatible with the property's use. Their likelihood to remain long-term helps reduce vacancy risk, which protects property operations and maintains long-term value. This focus on thorough qualification is essential in effective commercial property management. When qualifying retail tenants, there are 4 key factors we focus on to ensure the best fit. First is brand market fit. This means we evaluate how well the tenant's concept aligns with the local demographics, shopping behaviors, and the existing tenant mix. It's crucial that they complement the market profile and meet customer expectations. Next is financial strength. We review their sales history, cash reserves, credit quality, and their ability to cover rent based on sales performance. This helps us gauge their stability and likelihood of long-term success. The third factor is traffic contribution. We assess whether the tenant can attract visitors, enhance the flow of foot traffic, and complement neighboring businesses. A tenant who drives visits and encourages customers to stay longer positively impacts the entire property. Lastly, operational readiness is critical. We verify that the tenant has the necessary staffing, inventory, a clear build-out timeline, and the capability to maintain consistent operations. This readiness ensures they can execute effectively from day one. Overall, the best retail tenants not only bring strong rent payments, but also boost overall customer traffic, benefiting the entire shopping environment. This qualification framework is essential for effective commercial property management. When qualifying industrial tenants, we focus on several key areas to ensure a good fit. First, operational fit is critical. We need to confirm that elements like loading capacity, clear height, power availability, yard access, and circulation align with what the tenant's business requires. Next, financial strength is essential. We carefully review the tenant's credit, business history, cash flow, and any guarantor support to ensure they have long-term stability. Compliance risk is another major factor. We verify that the tenant can meet zoning regulations, safely handle hazardous materials, maintain proper insurance, and adhere to all regulatory requirements. Finally, transportation needs must be assessed, including truck traffic, dock demand, parking availability, and proximity to key suppliers or distribution routes. Remember, industrial qualification isn't just about the rent. It's about ensuring the tenant's use, access, and risk profile are a strong match for the property. When marketing available space, it's crucial to position the space effectively by aligning messaging with the specific demand drivers of office, retail, or industrial markets. Emphasize key advantages such as location, layout, convenient access, and a desirable tenant mix to make the property stand out. Pricing should be competitive, based on current comparable properties and market vacancy trends to attract the right tenants. Next, promote the space through a variety of channels, including targeted listings, broker networks, signage, and digital platforms. Clear professional flyers and well-organized tours help prospective tenants visualize the space quickly and easily. It's also important to keep the availability data accurate and accessible to avoid frustrating potential clients. Converting interest requires quick responses to inquiries and qualification questions. Tailoring proposals to fit the tenant's specific needs, timing, and lease preferences can help move prospects smoothly from tours to negotiation. By following these strategies, we can effectively market commercial space to the right audience and maximize leasing success. When it comes to marketing office space effectively, targeted positioning is essential. That means tailoring your messaging to fit the specific tenant's size, industry, location priorities, and the office image they're aiming for. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. Understanding these factors helps create appeal and relevance. Next, high-impact listings are key. Use strong photography that really showcases the space, include clear floor plans, and provide detailed information about the layout, amenities, and access. This transparency builds interest and trust right from the start. Digital channels play a big role in reaching potential tenants. Promote your space on brokerage sites, company websites, email outreach efforts, and social media platforms. A broad but targeted digital presence increases visibility and engagement. The broker and tour strategy is another critical element. Activate your broker networks to spread the word and deliver polished, efficient tours. When showing the space, highlight its fit and flexibility, helping tenants envision themselves working there. Showing the space as a functional, welcoming workplace makes a big difference. Overall, successful marketing of office space in commercial property management is about combining these approaches thoughtfully to attract and retain the right tenants. When marketing retail space, it's crucial to tell a clear location story. This means emphasizing the property's visibility, how easy it is to access, available parking, and the surrounding traffic patterns. These factors make a big difference in attracting potential retailers. Next, targeting the right retailer is essential. You want to align your offerings with the customer profile and consider neighboring tenants to create a complementary environment. Using strong visuals that showcase the storefront's presence, whether it's inline or anchor placement, helps communicate the property's strengths effectively. Key messaging should focus on foot traffic and customer draw, as these are often the most compelling selling points for retailers. It's important to remember that a good trade area fit carries more weight than just square footage alone. Additionally, co-tenancy and signage opportunities can boost the perceived value of your space and make it more appealing to prospective tenants. All these aspects come together under strong commercial property management, which supports successful leasing and long-term value. When marketing industrial space, it's crucial to focus on access, efficiency, and logistics fit. These are the key industrial demand drivers that influence tenant decisions. One effective channel is through broker networks, leveraging industrial specialists who have a deep understanding of active tenants, expansions, and relocation needs. Start by highlighting the operational features that matter most. Clear specifications like ceiling height, number of dock doors, available power, yard space, truck access, and loading capacity. These details immediately communicate the functional suitability of the space. Location is another major selling point. Emphasize proximity to freeways, access to the labor pool, intermodal connections, and the facility's ability to support last-mile distribution. These factors significantly enhance the property's attractiveness. Finally, use visual proof to back up your claims. Show site plans, dock visuals, and warehouse photos that demonstrate workflow efficiency rather than just the building's exterior. This approach helps prospects visualize how the space will operate in real terms, making your marketing efforts far more compelling. Now, focusing on operational management, maintenance plays a crucial role in ensuring everything runs smoothly. First, preventive maintenance plans are essential. By scheduling inspections and servicing equipment before failures occur, we can avoid unexpected downtime. Next, overseeing HVAC, electrical, and plumbing systems helps protect tenant comfort and safety, while also supporting day-to-day operations without interruptions. Cleaning and common area upkeep are equally important to maintain high appearance standards across office, retail, and industrial properties, creating a welcoming environment. Vendor coordination and managing work orders allow us to keep track of response times, quality of work, and overall contract performance, ensuring accountability. Emergency repairs and compliance with safety codes are critical for addressing urgent issues promptly, minimizing risks. Lastly, planning seasonal and capital replacements for major assets like roofs, parking lots, and equipment helps maintain property value and reduces downtime. Reliable maintenance schedules are key to preserving tenant satisfaction and protecting the investment in the property. Here we have an overview of the key operational roles in commercial property management. At the top, the property manager plays a crucial role by leading leasing, operations, budgeting, tenant relations, and maintaining service standards across the entire asset. Supporting the property manager, the leasing team focuses on marketing vacancies, conducting tours for prospective tenants, and actively working to retain current tenants through targeted outreach that is specific to each property. On the maintenance side, the maintenance supervisor is responsible for coordinating repairs, managing vendors, scheduling preventive maintenance, and ensuring quick response times for all building systems. This role is vital for keeping the property in good working order and minimizing downtime or inconvenience for tenants. The admin or operations team handles the back-end processes like record keeping, rent processing, reporting, and organizing staffing schedules. They also manage daily tenant communications, which helps keep everything running smoothly. It's important to note that staffing depth can vary significantly depending on factors like property size, tenant mix, and the level of service expected. This means that the structure needs to be flexible enough to adapt to the specific needs of each property. Together, these roles form the backbone of strong operational management in commercial properties. The lease structure is a key factor in determining how rent, operating costs, and performance-based charges are divided between the landlord and tenant. It's essential to clearly understand who is responsible for which payments. Starting with a gross lease, the tenant pays a single fixed rent amount, while the landlord takes care of most property operating expenses. This arrangement offers predictable costs for the tenant and is commonly used in multi-tenant office buildings. One thing to note is that the owner absorbs any increases in operating expenses. Next, with a net lease, the tenant pays a base rent plus some or all of the property taxes, insurance, and maintenance expenses. There are variations like double net, NN, and triple net, NN leases, which push even more costs onto the tenant. Net leases are typical in retail and industrial properties and reduce the owner's operating risk. Then we have the modified gross lease. Here, rent begins as a gross amount, but certain expenses are shared or passed through to the tenant. This lease type is a flexible negotiation tool and often includes expense stops or caps. It strikes a balance in risk sharing between landlord and tenant. Finally, the percentage lease is mostly used in retail settings. The tenant pays a base rent plus a percentage of gross sales once a predetermined sales breakpoint is reached. This ties rent directly to the store's performance and usually requires the tenant to provide sales reports to the landlord. Understanding these different types of lease payments is crucial for effective commercial property management and ensuring that both parties have clear expectations. Here we're looking at the differences between gross leases and net leases, two common types of commercial lease agreements. Starting with the gross lease, this type usually involves one payment that covers not only the rent, but most of the operating expenses as well. Typically, the landlord is responsible for paying property taxes, insurance, and common area maintenance costs. For tenants, this arrangement offers the advantage of predictable occupancy costs, which makes budgeting much simpler. However, a downside is that tenants have less direct insight into specific expenses or how operating costs might change over time. On the other hand, a net lease requires the tenant to pay a base rent plus some or all of the operating expenses, which can include taxes, insurance, and common area maintenance fees, depending on the lease type. While net leases often start with a lower base rent, the total cost can fluctuate more, reflecting changes in those operating expenses. This approach creates a stronger sense of expense accountability for both the tenant and the landlord, since both parties are more aware of and responsible for the costs involved. Understanding these key distinctions can help both landlords and tenants choose the leasing structure that best aligns with their financial planning and management preferences. When managing mini storage centers, there are several operational priorities to keep in mind. First, security systems and controlled site access are absolutely essential to protect both the property and customer belongings. With a high unit turnover, having efficient move-in and move-out procedures is critical to keep operations smooth and customers satisfied. Delinquency tracking and lien sale compliance require close attention to minimize losses and stay within legal guidelines. Additionally, climate-controlled units introduce extra maintenance and utility needs that must be managed carefully. From a financial perspective, revenue relies heavily on occupancy rates, the mix of unit sizes, and implementing dynamic pricing strategies. Finally, insurance policies, online leasing options, and strong customer service play major roles in tenant retention, helping to maintain a steady, loyal customer base. All these factors combine to create a comprehensive approach to effectively managing mini storage properties. Let's start by looking at the core revenue drivers for mini storage centers. The main source of income comes from the monthly unit rent, which is influenced heavily by factors like occupancy rates, the mix of unit sizes available, and the overall rate strategy. It's crucial to balance these elements to maximize income. Next, collections policies play a vital role in cash flow management and controlling delinquency. Effective policies ensure timely payments and minimize outstanding balances, which is essential to maintaining steady revenue. In addition to rent, there are incremental revenues generated from application fees, lock fees, and gate-related charges. These add-ons contribute to the overall profitability without requiring significant additional effort. Ancillary sales, such as boxes, packing supplies, insurance, and specialty storage options, provide another important revenue stream. These offerings enhance customer experience while boosting income. On the operational side, security systems like gate access controls, surveillance cameras, lighting, and audit trails are fundamental to protecting the facility and ensuring customer confidence. Efficiency during turnovers is critical. Quickly checking locks, cleaning units, and keeping units ready for the next renter help maintain high occupancy levels and reduce downtime. Managing delinquency requires precision, including timely notices, legal compliance regarding liens, and the auctioning of abandoned units. This process must be handled carefully to avoid legal issues and protect revenue. Most mini-storage operations run with lean staffing models, often supported by automation. This approach controls labor costs and improves operational efficiency. Overall, profitability hinges on disciplined occupancy management combined with tight control over all aspects of operations. When these elements come together, mini-storage centers can be highly profitable and well-managed commercial properties. When managing commercial properties, it's important to approach different types of markets: office, retail, and industrial, each with their own unique strategies. You can't use a one-size-fits-all method because what works for an office space may not be effective for retail or industrial properties. Next, qualifying tenants carefully is crucial. You want to consider the type of property, how well the tenant fits the space, and the level of risk they might pose. This helps ensure you find reliable tenants who will complement the property and reduce potential issues. Matching your marketing strategy to both the property's characteristics and the desired tenant profile is another key step. The way you market an office suite will be different from retail or industrial spaces, so tailoring your approach can boost leasing success. On the operations side, effective management involves consistent maintenance, proper staffing, and focusing on service quality to keep tenants satisfied and the property in good shape. Lastly, using the right lease payment structure is essential to safeguard your income stream. Different lease arrangements can provide varying levels of financial protection and flexibility. So, choosing the right one contributes to stable and predictable revenue. Altogether, these elements form the foundation of solid commercial property management. Now let's focus on applying the core concepts of commercial property management. First, we analyze a property type. This involves choosing between office, retail, or industrial assets and understanding the specific market factors that influence pricing, demand, and leasing strategies for that property. Each type has unique dynamics, so it's important to tailor our approach accordingly. Next, we evaluate a tenant prospect by applying qualification criteria. This means reviewing potential tenants and recognizing how the evaluation differs across these three commercial sectors, since what works for an office tenant may not be suitable for retail or industrial tenants. Finally, we build an operating plan. This includes outlining key considerations like maintenance schedules, staffing needs, and lease payment processes for a selected commercial property. Based on this plan, we then recommend practical next steps to ensure smooth, effective property management going forward. Altogether, these steps form a comprehensive approach to managing commercial properties thoughtfully and successfully. On this slide, I want to highlight the key resources available for deepening your understanding of commercial property management. First, we have the core reading assignment from Chapter 11, which provides a foundational overview of the subject. To complement this, there are two supplemental articles, one focusing on the importance of professional commercial property management in today's market, which really emphasizes why expertise and effective management are critical for success in this field. Additionally, we have two supplemental videos designed to reinforce your learning. The first video covers strategies to attract owners and grow your property management business, offering practical tips for expansion. The second video contrasts commercial and residential property management, helping you understand the unique challenges and opportunities in each. For those who want to test their knowledge, there's an optional activity using Quizlet flashcards, which is a great way to review key concepts interactively. Finally, all of these resources and references are organized within the module under Commercial Property Management, so you can easily access and revisit them as needed. This combination of readings, videos, and activities provides a well-rounded approach to mastering the topic. To sum up, mastering commercial property management is all about combining deep market insight, effective tenant strategies, and disciplined operations. This combination helps protect the property's value while also driving its overall performance. When you operate with confidence using these principles, you can truly excel in managing commercial properties and ensure sustainable success.